Hello and welcome to another episode of the Naughty Grapevine, a series dedicated to expanding your appreciation of wines and spirits. Today I have with me once again the lovely Ariane Dillon, brand manager for Wines and Champions at A.S. Bryden and Sons, and Mateo, the export manager for the Caribbean and Latin American region for the Santa Margherita Wine Group. Guys, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Ariane, I understand that you had a very special and exclusive tasting of Santa Margherita wines last night. Can you share a little bit more with us?
Sure. Last night we had the pleasure of having Mateo in the country, and I thought it would have been amazing to help him expose Santa Margherita wines to some amazing women. You know, Santa Margherita is the brand about love, and I mean, he will share a little more on that. But I thought it would have been best to, hand select some lovers of Santa Margherita and lovers of sparkling and still wines, expose them to something new.
And I'm sure they loved having Mateo. He's quite a handsome guy, don't you think, ladies?
Thank you.
So, Mateo, Santa Margherita Winery is known most iconically for the Pinot Grigio wines. But we have a wide selection here in front of us. Can you share with us a little more about the heritage of this particular brand?
Absolutely. As well, you said, we started with the Pinot Grigio, Santa Margherita Pinot Grigio. Everyone knows that when we say Pinot Grigio is Santa Margherita. But it's not only Pinot Grigio. Santa Margherita has many more wines, as the Prosecco, the Sparkling Rosé, so very high quality wines coming from the original region of Prosecco. And then we also have a red one coming from the Chianti Classico region. So as you can see, it's Pinot Grigio and much more. And the only thing in common between them is the high quality. We only produce high quality wines.
Perfect. Now, as export manager, you manage the Caribbean and Latin American region, as I mentioned. But tell us, where can we find these beautiful wines around the world?
We can find in more than 100 countries around the world. And we are in great restaurants because the idea of the wine is to pair with food. That's in the DNA of Santa Margherita Wine Group. It's the idea of the founder. I mean, Santa Margherita was founded in the 1935, exactly with the idea of having a fantastic and excellent experience between wine and food and, of course, people. The three things together will create an excellent experience to the people.
Perfect. And you can thank Ariane for when you go to your restaurant and you find this lovely wine, it's all through the efforts of Ariane and her team. Tell us a little more. I understand that Santa Margherita Winery has a focus on sustainability, and that's of growing importance in today's world. Can you expand on that a little bit for us?
Absolutely. Well, I can start, for example, for the Pinot Grigio. We have a project called Carbon Neutrality in Canada. That means for every single bottle of Santa Margherita Pinot Grigio, we plant a tree. For every single CO2 actually that we produce, for every single kilo of CO2 that we produce, from the beginning until the end. So it means from the vineyard until the wine is on the shelf. For every CO2 we plant a tree in Canada. And that's why we are certified carbon neutrality for the Santa Margherita Pinot Grigio. This is not the only thing. We have solar panel above our winery, and we also burn biomass. That means we are completely sustainable in terms of energy in our wineries. And this is absolutely important in today's world, that we have not so much energy and we have to take care of our planet because we have only one planet, and taking care of the energy that we have of our wines, of our winery, it's very important for future generations.
Perfect. Now, I think it's time that we taste a little bit of this iconic wine.
Absolutely.
So, Mateo, why you pour this beautiful Prosecco for us? Tell us, why are we using these particular glasses?
Well, we are not using any more flute in Europe.
Wow.
No, why? You know why? Well, there are several reasons, I would say, but the most important one, maybe the most romantic one or the funniest one, is the following. If I take a glass and imagine you are my girlfriend and just sitting in front of you.
Easy to imagine. Gary, ignore this.
Oh, yes. And I drink my glass and I look at you while drinking the glass. If I have the flute, I really have to push my neck on the back. And then I look at the roof, and then I cannot see your beautiful eyes.
I love that. I can understand that.
That's one of the best reasons.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Salute.
Salute. This Prosecco is divine. Tell us a little more about this this wine and the winery?
Well, this is a Prosecco DOCG. DOCG is an Italian word that means denomination of origin controlled and guaranteed. You can really find the air down. What does it mean? This comes from the original, iconic, historical region of Prosecco. Now this region is also protected by UNESCO. It's protected by UNESCO because of the vineyard, the olive oil trees, and the history. I mean, the Romans were already doing there the wine.
Right.
We arrived in the 50s, so we were between the first company to believe in the Prosecco, where Prosecco was not the boom, was not the trendy drink and wine it is now. So we were pioneer in this environment, and now if it's also protected by UNESCO, it's also thanks to Santa Margherita that believed in that area much before other companies, for example. And that's why we have the knowledge and the capacity, we have the best grapes to produce high quality Prosecco. And you will recognize when you see Valdobbiadene, that's one of the town in the area, or DOCG Prosecco.
Perfect. So Santa Margherita is such a beautiful name. How did the winery get that particular name?
Well, do you think it's because of the pizza?
I like that joke.
No, it's not because of the pizza. The name Santa Margherita is because there was a wife whose name was Margherita. And that's why Arbiano was mentioning is a symbol of love. It's the highest love that you can have on earth. So the love of a man for his wife.
Yes.
Because his wife gave him 8 children. Unfortunately, she died very young. So when he founded Santa Margherita Wine Group in the 1935, so more than 8 years ago, he decided to name the company after his wife as symbol of love. So whenever you see Santa Margherita on our wines, it's because of his wife and it's because a symbol of love. Actually, this bottle we patented and the name of the bottle is Margherita.
Perfecto.
Such a nice love story.
It is.
Completely.
I know we're still sipping on this beautiful Prosecco from Santa Margherita, but can you tell us a little more about the other wines in the portfolio?
Yes, so this is the Pinot Grigio. This is the first and the authentic and only Pinot Grigio. Do you know, so the Pinot Grigio is in white, but do you know what is particular of creating the Pinot Grigio in white? Is the color of the grape. The grape, the skin is copper style. So how come it's possible to make a white wine from a copper style? Because if you make copper style grape, you use it, you press it, then the wine should be rosé. But then the Pinot Grigio is in white. And this is exactly why Santa Margherita made like the iPhone in the world of the wine. So we created the wine from the copper style grape, taking out the skin. And that's why we created in the 1961, so we were the first. Before us, all the Pinot Grigio were rosé. We created the first Pinot Grigio in white with the perfect acidity, with the perfect elegance and so fresh. And this is the most versatile wine you have in the world.
Perfect. So they were the first to pioneer this particular style of the wine. Love it. So tell us a little more about the Chianti that we have.
Well, Chianti Classico, pay attention, is not only Chianti. This is Chianti Classico. Chianti Classico is a very tiny region, 10 towns more or less, and very, very small towns. If you go there, you have the opportunity, try to visit them. So Santa Margherita went to Chianti Classico, and then we have the highest vineyard. It's like 600 meters above the sea level. It's like the terrace over the Chianti Classico. It's an historical region here as well, but also a combination of tradition and innovation. Sangiovese and also a touch of other grapes in order to be very close to the international touch, very close to the touch of Trinidadian people, and also to the youngest generation that want really a red wine that is with a very, very nice bouquet, so nice aroma, but it's not heavy in your mouth. That means you drink it and you want to drink another glass. That's the purpose of our wine, that you drink and you enjoy and just don't leave it there because you say, oh, one glass is great, but then it's too much for my mouth. I don't enjoy it with my food. No, with this wine you have fruitiness and structure in your mouth and you enjoy and you think to be in Tuscany.
Perfect.
What would you say would go really well with this Chianti Classico?
Well, meatball, steak, every sort of red meat with vegetables because of this ruby fruitiness and red fruit. This is the best combination.
Last episode that we had, Arvian, she chatted a little bit about the rosés. So can you expand a little bit
Absolutely.
about what makes this one so wonderful?
So as you can see, the bottle is exactly the same. You may remember the name of the bottle is Margherita to honor the wife of the founder. So this is a rosé also of very high quality. The majority of the grape is the same, the glera coming from the Prosecco region. Then there is a touch of Chardonnay to give the floral part, and then there is a touch of Malbec to give the color. So very high quality sparkling rosé because it's coming from three historical and high quality regions where Santa Margherita started to produce wine between the 1935 and the 1940 and 50.
So Matteo, I see you have the Torresella Prosecco to share with us today, and we also have a Pinot Grigio from that particular line. Can you tell us a little more what Torresella is to the Santa Margherita wine group?
Well, as you well said, Santa Margherita is a group of wineries. We have 10 different wineries in 6 of the most beautiful and historical Italian region where to produce wine. This is the wine of Venice. So Torresella is the wine of Venice because it's coming from the agricultural area, and it's the area where the Republic of Venice in the 1400, 1500 was collecting wine and food, and still is a very, very important agricultural area. Just to let you know the importance of this area, Hemingway stopped there and wrote a book there, across the river into the trees, exactly in the area where Torresella vineyards are, because it's an area full of biodiversity. There are a lot of different trees, a lot of birds coming from the north stop there during the winter season. So it's a very, very natural area, very close to Venice. That's why it's the Venetian Lagoon, and that's why we call it the wine of Venice. And as you know, the Lagoon of Venice is also protected by UNESCO. So it's a very, very important area for us. Even more important, the vineyards are around the winery. So it's very close from the moment we pick the grapes until the moment we press the grapes in order to get very high quality for a fantastic price.
Perfect. Well, let's taste.
So we are going to taste the Prosecco Torresella. The Prosecco Torresella is very, very aromatic. So as soon as you take your glass and you smell it, you will be, wow. You will see the aroma completely full in your nose. Very, very aromatic.
It's very floral.
Well, the Prosecco is exactly the drink to express the made in Italy. So you can drink alone, you can enjoy with some seafood, with some fish, also with some chicken, I will say, with the salad. So there are several combinations. The best thing, of course, to be with great people and to enjoy the moment when you enjoy the Prosecco.
Perfect. And we have the right team here. Cheers, guys.
Salute.
Salute.
Cheers.
So Matteo, I want to thank you for joining us on this very special episode
My pleasure.
and for having Arvian with us once again. We look forward to seeing you soon. Hopefully
Yes.
in and around Carnival time.
Oh, absolutely. We will cheer up to Prosecco on Carnival, absolutely. Thank you, grazie. Salute.
Grazie.